All right, this is the first chapter on perimeter and area. And let's just right here, this is going to be the key. Now, for this lesson, we're going to be using 3.14 for pi. We're going to do this all without a calculator. Perimeter. Now, perimeter, it's for a 2D shape. Is the total, for a 2D shape, the total distance, around the shape. And we can compare that to area. So area for a 2D shape. Area is the space enclosed within the shape. So within the shape. So again, the perimeter is the total distance around, and the area is the space in between, enclosed. So here we go. Example number 1. Calculate the perimeter and the area of the following shapes. Now A and B, in fact, and D are all just kind of normal shapes. You got a rectangle, you got a triangle, you got a circle. C is a little bit different because it has a couple triangles and one rectangle. This one, E, looks kind of weird, but it's actually just a rectangle. And then here again, we've got for A, we've got a triangle and a rectangle, and here we've got two semicircles and a rectangle. And so these are all composite shapes, and they take a little bit more time to do than sort of the basic shape. So example 1A, find the perimeter and area. So you want to make it really clear to the reader which question you're answering. So here is perimeter. And then we'll do area over here. So perimeter is the distance around. So I can just go ahead and label this as 25 as well. And the top here we're going to label as 45. So perimeter, which from now on we'll just use P, is going to be everything, all the edges added up. So we're going to have 45 plus 25 plus 45 plus 25. That is our area, our distance around 45, 25, 45, 25. So we're just adding all of that up. Now, 45 and 45 is 90, 25 and 25 is 50. So you have here 90, and then you have 50, which is 140. And our units are centimeters. Now our area is equal to base times height. And you're going to have to remember that formula. Our base here is 45, and then our height is going to be 25. So to find the area of a rectangle, you have to go 45 times 25. 45 times 25. Now again, this is without a calculator, so I'm going to have to do this off to the side because I do not know my 45 or 25 times tables. 5 times 5 is 25, carry the 2. 20 plus the 2. So again, that's 5 times 4 is 20, plus the 2 is 22. This next row, start with a 0. 2 times 5 is 10. 2 times 4 is 8. 8 plus the 1 is 9. Now I can add those up. So I get 5, 2, and 11. So my total answer is 1,125. And when you're finding area, we're finding the space in between. That is always squared. It's a 2D shape, so we're going to have the units squared. When we do volume, that's going to be a 3D shape, and we're going to find the space in between, so that would be centimeters cubed. The space in between here is a 2D shape. We're just going to square it, and the perimeter around is always just a power of 1. So that is the first question, and we'll do the next one in just a moment. The second one here is a triangle. So the triangle is going to be is going to have a formula for area that you're going to have to memorize. And perimeter, well, perimeter doesn't really have formulas just because, I mean, there are, but I've never used them. I just count up all the sides. So there's area, and we should have perimeter. Perimeter. Now this is not added here, but maybe I'll do it in yours. But what it should say is that this side and this side are the same. And we're going to make that a 10 inches. So for perimeter, it's just going to be 10, 10, and 12. So we'll add that up, 10, 10, and 12. P equals 10 plus the 10 plus the 12, which is 32. And it's inches. Distance around is just the power of 1. Then we're going to have area. That's just I'll just start writing it here. Now the area is always for the triangle, the base length times the height, and then whatever that is, cut it in half or divide by 2. So, well, I'm going to have to deal with this here. Divide by 2. So the base on this thing, I think, was 12, and then the height, I believe, was 10. So the base is 12, the height is not 10. The height is the height of the triangle, which in this case is 8. So we're going to have to go base times height, or 12 times 8, and then we can cut that in half. So we're going to go base is 12 times the height, which is 8, and then cut that in half. Whoops, don't know why I wrote 4. 12 times 8 is 96, which then you're going to have to cut in half, which would be 48. And that is inches, I believe. Yep, and because it's the space in between 2D, we're going to go power of 2. So 48 inches squared. I'll just zoom out a little bit there. Actually, I'll zoom out a bit more, and I can see all of them. And I will do the next video for C and D.